All the time we spent, wonder where it went. Why must time move on? Why must we grow up?
Welcome to the Final Picture Show podcast. We are ending the month of January with another guest, our dear friend Chris, who we have known for a very, very long time. Chris, say hi.
Hello, everybody.
Now, Chris, do you, like Jamie, have a secret YouTube channel that you're going to reveal on the show?
Oh, really? He has one?
He just started it.
Oh, no, I don't have anything like that.
Okay, well, there you go. So last time I introduced Jamie, I was like, he's our first guest who doesn't have anything to sell. And then he was like, nope, I do. And I was like, shit, well, you should have told me beforehand. I would have set you up a little bit better there. Well, there you go.
No, I don't got nothing like that.
You got nothing like that. Good. Chris is just here to talk to us about Starship Troopers, which is a movie I chose for us because I wanted to watch the Warhammer fan movie that's on YouTube. That's what I was like, okay, Chris, he loves Warhammer. Let's watch the Warhammer fan movie. But it's like 3 hours long. And it's long.
It is long.
It is long. I was like,
you feel all the 30 or the 3 hours, you feel like every minute of it, like that kind of thing.
You remember when we watched Final Fantasy?
Yeah. Okay,
now imagine kind of that animation, not quality, but style in terms of like it's an animated movie, but for like 3 hours.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the subject matter is interesting, but it's also like mostly taken from an audiobook. And at that point, it's just like, just listen to the fucking audiobook. And then you can at least like, your eyes can do other things. Anyway. So unfortunately, until a Warhammer movie is made, a good one, we don't have one to talk about. Yeah. It seems like an easy subject matter that like, how have they not like attempted to make a Warhammer movie and absolutely fucked it up yet? But in spite of that, we had Starship Troopers, which has some Space Marines doing Space Marine type stuff. So hey, figure like this is the best one. What'd you say?
I said they're doing their part.
They are doing their part. Yes, we have to try to avoid making as many references to this movie as
that
possible.
I don't think I'm going to do very good at that, but
you're going to fail at that. Yeah,
I'm going to fail hard.
Had you seen this movie before?
A couple of times, and I also saw it again yesterday.
Nice. It's a classic, and we'll get into the background of like how it became a classic because it didn't start out that way.
No, it didn't
start out that way.
No.
So this movie came out in 1997, a year that we were all alive for, starring a director that we have talked about in passing, never directly so, but one day we definitely will. A man of many, many talents. RoboCop, A Basic Instinct, Hollow Man, Turkish Delight. My favorite, Showgirls.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Verhoeven himself. I love me some Paul Verhoeven.
Oh, I love Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah, anytime you see a Paul Verhoeven movie, even if like his bad movies are spectacularly bad, so it's always like a fun time. I like a lot of his movies. Even Showgirls is one of my favorite movies of all time. Yep. I love Showgirls. One day we will find a way to talk about it on this show just because I love fucking Showgirls. It's such a great movie because people assume it's bad and then they watch it and they're like, this movie is actually pretty fucking entertaining and good. And then you get to the rape scene and then that kind of falls apart.
Yeah.
But up until then, it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Then the last like 30 minutes is just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
This okay, so now this is a revenge murder thing. All right. And the police are not going to arrest her at all. Okay, whatever. Logic is not Paul Verhoeven's forte. He's a man who sometimes ignores logic, as he does in this film, as we'll talk about. Because as we get in the background of this movie, first off, the subculture that exists around this movie is intense.
It is.
So if you are one of the people that really, really loves this movie and is thinking that we're going to go note by note, beat by beat, bar by bar, through all like 100 pages of IMDb. No, we're not doing that here. We're going to try to do a tight 60 minutes and then get the fuck out. But we'll see what happens. So yeah, but whenever I was doing like research on it, there's all kinds of background about this movie, all kinds of fan theories about who started the fire in Buenos Aires. Like, is it actually the aliens, or did the U.S. government start it, or did the government, whatever the government's called, the United Citizen government, started in order to like get a war going?
Yeah.
Very interesting, especially with September 11th context. You can get into all kinds of like, how much did Bush? How much did he know?
Yeah.
As a child of George Bush, all three of us growing up in the state that he was the governor of, and
I
then
saw him when
having
he
lived
was
under
governor,
his
too.
breath, I got to meet him when he was governor as well. He took a shit in our elementary school. He did. He came to our elementary school. This is a true story. He came to our elementary school, and while he was governor, I was like in third grade, fourth grade, something like that. And they were like, oh, he's going to go give a speech to us. And he did. He gave a speech in our elementary school to like several elementaries. It was a big auditorium where like a bunch of local elementaries all came, and they all got to see him speak. Parents showed up. It was a big thing. But before that, the like Secret Service or whoever was like with him was like down the hall. And we little kids were like sticking our heads out the door trying to see what the hell was going on, And we could tell that he was using the bathroom. And so in my mind, George Bush came to my elementary school, took a deuce, and then gave a speech, and then
Oh, wow.
got his ass back to Austin and got the fuck out of West Texas. He said, hey, just because I was born in this shithole doesn't mean I need to stay here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my memory of good old George Bush. But my point was, I don't know if George Bush had anything to do with 9/11 because I don't think he's smart enough to have anything to do with it. He's the fall guy. I think he was the fall guy all along.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So the writer here is two. Well, so there's one writer, but it's based off of a book, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever read the book? Either of you?
Nah, I can't say I have.
I've never read the book, ever. And most of the cast, as you'll talk about the background, have also never read the book.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people, I think only like one cast member actually has on record read it and finished it.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So it's based on the book by Robert Heinlein, who was called the Dean of Sci-Fi. And he was one of the big three names of science fiction up there with Clark and Asimov. He would be number 3 on that list. His work is not as popular as theirs is, but he has some big stuff there. He was kind of like a very pro-military, right-wing, jingoistic, kind of quasi-fascist compared to Asimov and Clark. Really? Yeah, really? You didn't catch that? Yeah. Surprised you didn't catch that. Yeah,
that was all in the subtext, I guess.
Yeah, right. They called him he was called the Dean of Sci-Fi, which is a stupid fucking name.
That's a pretty stupid name.
Because he emphasized scientific accuracy. You villainous cunt, Travis. That's what he was emphasizing. Obviously, that's the thing I don't give a shit about. I am never a person that's like I know our dear friend Dom, I've listened to his podcast, and several times he'll get into the scientific accuracy of some of the kaiju movies. And I am not a stickler for scientific accuracy. No. As a person who is science illiterate to certain extents, like at a certain point, if you're like, hey, it's you put your fucking hydrogen in there with your oxygen and shit blows up nice. I'm like, yeah, that's enough for me. I don't need more to explain. Thank you. So the one thing that he emphasized is the one thing I don't give a fuck about. But
that's amazing.
There you go. So his book is not at all like the movie. His book is very much what the movie is satirizing or making fun of.
Oh.
Yes. So his book has the same characters, right? Johnny Rico, they're doing a lot of the same things. There are some huge differences though. And his is meant to be taken seriously. He really, really believed that a lot of the social leftist things that were showing up post World War II in America to help people get back on their feet, he really thought a lot of that was unnecessary. A lot more like Ayn Rand, the strongest to survive. You shouldn't need anyone's help. A lot of that kind of bullshit. Pick yourself up by your own bootstraps kind of nonsense.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So
And speaking of Ayn Rand or whatever,
Yeah.
a person who that said everybody should take care of themselves was on Medicare, I think, when she was older.
yes, she was.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Fucking
Yes.
rules for ye, not for me, you know?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It turns out most of those people that believe that are horrible hypocrite assholes. So it's not
Hey,
too shocking.
I believe
And if-
hypocrisy is part of the plan, you know? Like that's
Apparently.
they're like
and
they're like thumbing their nose at you.
Yeah.
and to his defense, Robert Heinlein, towards the end of his life, he would back away from some of those ideas. So even he would kind of come back on them because his estate had to approve this. So they were either completely oblivious to the satire or were aware of it and said, yeah, sure, that's fine. I don't know which. Apparently, a lot of people were oblivious to the satire. I don't know.
I mean, when we were kids, we were like, "Oh man, this is just a cool action movie about them shooting bugs."
Yeah, I didn't think about it when I was a kid. When I was a kid and I watched this movie, I was just like, "Oh yeah, this movie's fucking fun. Like this would be a cool video game."
Yeah.
But
And it basically is. Like there's so many video games that are basically this. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't think about like the subtext or anything like that until much older. Whenever
Yeah.
It's a movie that has aged surprisingly well though. Like of all the movies like from the 90s that we've watched on the show, it held up perfectly. Me and my wife both watched it immediately when I put it on. She was like, "Ooh, I like this movie," and I was like, "Oh, cool."
Oh, awesome!
There you go. So, satirizing Robert Heinlein's ideas is a frequent Paul Verhoeven collaborator, and that is a man named Ed Niemeyer. I want to say Ed Niemeyer, but that's not his name at all. I'm just making up a new name. That'd be a good D&D name, though.
There you go.
My next paladin will be Ed Niemeyer. So
Nice.
Ed Niemeyer, he wrote RoboCop. He also directed Starship Troopers 3.
Oh, okay.
And his other big writing credit would be Anaconda: Hunt for the Blood Orchid. Which I believe was the second Anaconda movie, which
Nice.
I've seen that movie. I own that movie. I would not recommend that movie.
I didn't know there were any sequels to Anaconda.
Oh,
no,
there's
that-
like 3 or 4 Anacondas.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's the new one with Paul Rudd and Jack Black. Have you seen that one?
No, but I've heard about it, and like looking at it, I'm just like, oh, they went this route, huh?
Yes, that movie. I've seen it. Both of you would fucking love it.
Oh,
It is very, very good. Yeah, Paul Rudd,
okay.
Jack Black. Speaking of parodies, it is a parody of the Anaconda movies, but somehow becomes an Anaconda movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
Basically, the premise is like they get stoned and they're like, "We should remake Anaconda."
Nice.
And then it kind of dissolves from there into.
I feel like I've had this idea for a movie before.
Exactly. So that's our director and writer, and adapting his book, the writer would be. And Paul Verhoeven also helped a little bit on the script at various times. They're frequent collaborators, those two, so they would kind of always do a lot of things together.
Okay.
The cast is full of, at the time, mostly nobodies. That was kind of the idea here. But some of these people we have talked about several times on the show, and one we will talk about again next week. Travis doesn't know this yet, but I have a special movie picked out for us next week. That
I don't know whether to be excited or horrified. Or
you should definitely be horrified.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie to you. That got me excited. So.
Yeah. Do you remember what we did last February? What we talked about on the show?
I don't.
Now that we've done this for a whole year now, we did some of the worst movies in the world.
Okay.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, so that kind of gives you a theme of what we're going to do this February.
Because we've done some pretty bad movies. Oh, God, I think I know what I'm starting to remember now.
Yeah, just wait.
Oh,
we're going to be seeing a lot of this man, Johnny Rico himself, Casper Van Dien. A man we have talked about once before with Omega Code.
Oh, that's right.
He is not in Omega Code 2, so do not worry about Omega Code 2. We're saving that for another day. Whenever we get to our faith-based films that aren't sequels to Left Behind or spin-offs.
Right.
We'll get to Omega Code 2. No, this is a different movie we'll talk about next week. Johnny Rico, Casper Van Dien, not the person that the studio wanted. They actually were going for another guy, one of our favorites. Mark Wahlberg was who they wanted.
Really?
Yeah, Marky
That would've
Mark
been
was
awesome.
almost in this movie. Also, another person who auditioned for the role of Johnny Rico. Apparently, there's footage out there somewhere on the internet. Matt Damon.
Ooh.
We
Oh,
could
shit.
have had a fucking Southie fucking Starship Troopers.
hell
in this
Oh,
movie.
damn.
That. Oh. Well, I mean, either way, we would have had that.
Either way. Yes,
Because Marky Mark, try as he might, he cannot change his accent.
No, he
Oh,
can't.
no, he would have been awful in this movie. He would have been just terrible. It would have been great.
Hey, you apes want to live forever?
Oh, shit.
Just imagine him playing that like fucking rugby football thing, whatever the fuck it is they're
my
playing.
God.
That would have been great. Yeah.
Don't get
So
ideas about
people
Michael.
hate it. People on this show, people hate it when we talk about Mark Wahlberg. That's at least my suspicion. Because
Really?
whenever our lowest rated show ever was when we just discussed Mark Wahlberg for a whole like
Oh,
nobody
that's
gave a shit.
Oh, shit.
No,
I
we
love
don't want to
Mark
hear
Wahlberg.
that. See, I would have listened to it. That's
Yeah,
you make
he's one of my
things that
favorites.
you would like. There you go.
Exactly.
So Johnny Rico, God, I love Johnny Rico. He
Oh, hell yeah.
justified. So a lot of the characters, they gave themselves backstories because almost nobody read the book. Even the director, Paul Verhoeven, couldn't finish the book.
Oh, wow.
He
Oh,
said
that
he
makes me
thought the
wanna
book
read
was terrible. He was like, "This book is fucking atrocious."
Oh, wow.
Ed, the writer of it, did finish it and was like, "This is awful." Like what? Like anyway. When we get to the
Ooh.
background, it'll make a little bit more sense how the writer came on board here.
Mhm.
Oh, back to the cast. So Casper Van Dien is Johnny Rico. Playing Dizzy is Dina Meyer, who would be
Yeah.
in Beverly Hills 90210, as well as Johnny Mnemonic, and
Yeah.
a couple other things as well. She's in a bunch of stuff.
Baby girl. Yep.
She was actually they gender swapped her in the original draft of the
Yeah.
film. She was going to be a boy.
No,
Really?
I thought in the book that she was a boy, but
Yeah, and well, the book apparently she's like there's like two different characters that they combined, and so one of them is a
okay.
boy and one of them is a girl. And so in the original draft, they combined them into a
Okay.
man, and then they flipped it into a girl. And Denise Richards actually wanted this role, but decided to go against it for a lot of reasons. But we'll get to
well,
that. This was
yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
this was one of Denise Richards' first big movies.
Mhm.
And she actually originally when she signed on to it, there was no nudity, right?
Yeah.
And then in the making of it, the director was like, "We want to do a sex scene," and she was like, "Absolutely not." So, and then the next movie she would be in would be Wild Things, where she does get topless and
Yeah, he
have a topless scene. So So she apparently though in that Wild Things it was in the contract and in the script beforehand, so it wasn't like
Oh.
sprung on her.
Okay.
So it kind of makes sense, like why she'd be like, no, like why, like you, this wasn't in the script beforehand. Why do we need to do this now? Yeah,
Yeah.
and apparently, yeah, she wanted the role of Dizzy, but she ended up getting the role of Carmen, and that's Denise Richards, Mrs. Charlie Sheen, for a couple years there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
My favorite Denise Richards movie is Drop Dead Gorgeous. She is
Oh,
she's fucking
hell
hilarious in that movie. That movie is great. That movie is great. It's on Tubi if you haven't seen it. It's like one of those movies that from like the picture artwork you might think like it's
Yeah.
like a chick flick or whatever. It is
Okay.
completely not. It is a very
Yeah.
very funny like mockumentary.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, 'cause you got like Kirsten Dunst and
Yes, Kirsten Dunst. Yeah,
what's her name? Oh God, Allison Janney is in it.
Mhm,
That was my
mhm.
intro to her. It was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Okay.
It's just a really funny mockumentary in like the Christopher Guest style.
Yeah,
Where it's like clearly this is all made up, but everyone's taking it very seriously, and it's very very funny. Yeah, I love that
it's
movie. It's great.
very funny.
have to look into it.
Mr. Jake Busey playing Ace. Guy
Yeah.
we've talked about a bunch before, but only ever been in one other movie that we've talked about directly, and that was the one me and my wife talked about, which was Christmas with the Cranks, where he plays one of the police officers.
Okay.
So maybe not the role he's most known about, but you know, he has talked about several other things. He was also in PCU, which is a movie
Yes.
that I completely forgot Jake Busey was in.
Yeah, he's one of the like stoner dudes that
Yeah,
does like
he is.
frisbee.
I love
Yep.
PCU. That
I
movie,
love
I don't know if
PCU.
that movie has aged perfectly or aged terribly, but it is aged.
Honestly, it's pretty. It's one of those things where you can point to and be like, haven't we always been this way? Like, this is not new. People
It is not new. No. The whole thing, like, about snowflakes and all that, like, no, go back and watch PCU. All that shit was in there in, like, 1992.
Yeah,
and
and honestly, you can go to movies in the 60s and 70s and see the same conversations. Like,
it is, yeah. No doubt there, yeah.
People just...
PCU has one of my favorite scenes where Jeremy Piven gives him shit for going to the concert wearing the band shirt of the band he's going to see.
Don't be that guy.
I have been. Don't be that guy. Every time me and my wife go to a concert in Memphis, we sit in the back and quietly judge those guys. We'll be like,
yes,
don't be that guy.
Don't
wear the shirt of the band you're going to see. We already know you're a fan. You're fucking here.
Okay.
What a weird thing.
I'll have to make a note of that the next time I go. Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Next up is Carl, played by Neil Patrick Harris, MPH himself. How I Met Your Mother, Doogie Howser, Harold and Kumar.
The myth, the legend.
Yes, I love me some Neil Patrick Harris. He is great in everything. Kind of playing a Nazi in this movie. Hey?
Oh, yeah.
Space Nazi.
Yeah, space Nazi. Wait, a psychic space Nazi.
Indeed.
Yeah, that brought questions for me. Like, oh, okay, so this is real. Okay,
This is the thing. This is a thing.
Had to I don't know. It never hit me as abnormal until I watched it yesterday. I was like, wait a minute. Why are they psychic? Hold on.
Rounding out the last of our main cast members of clearly not high school students, clearly late 20-year-olds playing high school students. They're supposed to be in high school when this movie is taking place.
Oh, God. We need to make a scene or a movie or something where we're all high school students. Like,
oh, shit.
and don't shave, don't do it. Like, like,
okay.
Have us walk up some stairs. Like,
yeah, totally. It used to be like, hello, fellow kids.
Exactly.
How are thou hanging today? Yeah. Last up is Xander, played by Patrick Muldoon, who was mostly known for Days of Our Lives before this, but had also appeared in a couple episodes of Saved by the Bell, where he plays one of the many men who tries to take away Kelly from Zach.
I totally recognize him from that.
Oh yeah. If you were a Saved by the Bell fan, you definitely immediately are like, oh, it's that fucking dude. Yep. Immediately.
Back at it again.
Yeah, the two adults here, the two main adult members of the cast, which apparently both were role models to Casper Van Dien here, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but take that whatever you want, are two guys. One of them we have talked about a lot.
And would be
the
one
other
of my
one,
role models.
Yeah, one of your role models, yes. And the other one, as I think it's our first time talking about him. So Zim is played by Clancy Brown, who would be in Buckaroo Banzai, as well as he was he was in Highlander, kind of connected to something we've talked about a lot.
What did they call him in Highlander?
Kurgan.
Kurgan.
Yeah, he's the Kurgan.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Clancy Brown has been in tons and tons and tons and tons of movies.
Yeah,
and the other guy is Michael Ironside, who we've talked about a bunch.
Another hero role for him. Kind of. It depends on how you see this movie.
Kind of.
Yeah. I mean, of the crazy fascist nutzos, he's one of the more endearing of the bunch, I guess.
So.
Yeah.
He was actually the only person of the cast, at least that I could find, that had read the book.
I figured you were going to say
that. He read it when he was a kid, and he was confused because he'd worked with Paul Verhoeven before. Mm-hmm. So he was like, he knew that he's like, well, this guy's like a strong leftist. Why does he want to make a movie written about something completely? And then Paul Verhoeven explained he was like, it's going to be a strong satire. And he was like, okay. So yeah, he kind of went on board with it. So yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Michael Ironside, a man that we have talked about countless times now. We talked about him when he was the lead of Neon City, which is a movie that I think is tremendously underrated.
I love that movie.
It's a good movie. Yeah. Go back and listen to our review of it. Shameless plug. It's a good time.
Plug.
He's also been in a bunch of other things that we have talked about in side roles. And eventually he will show up again as one of the leads and a couple other things that we'll get to eventually. Because he is He's kind of shows up in a lot of these post-apocalyptic movies. Several of them are Christian movies. He was also in Omega Code 2. I mean,
That's right.
he was in Omega Code. Spoilers,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
in
he
Omega
was.
Code 2 as well.
Oh, damn.
good.
Yeah, he shows up again. He shows up again.
Hey, a paycheck's a
Casper Van
paycheck,
Dien
man.
got out of there. Michael Ironside is like, double down. Give me that Omega Code 2.
I didn't even think
Okay.
about that. That was them back together again.
Yes, that is. Yes, you're right. Yes, Omega Code would be them back together again.
Did not
Back
even
together
think
again.
about that back when we talked about it.
Yeah, God, that movie is awful. God, that movie's awful.
Bad. Oh God.
This movie's a lot better. Let's get into the background of it. This movie goes all the way back to 1991.
Ooh.
So 6 years before it actually came out.
Oh, wow.
So in 1987, Paul Verhoeven, Ed the writer, and another guy that we've talked about before, Phil Tippett, who was the director of Mad God, which we talked about a couple episodes ago. Another amazing fucking movie, Mad God.
Oh hell yeah.
So in 1987, they made RoboCop, all three of them together, working together.
Mhm.
They fucking loved it, and they wanted to make another movie together. Come 1991, they try to make an idea together called Bug Hunt at Outpost 7.
Ooh.
Right? That was the idea.
Okay.
This is before they got involved with Starship Troopers at all.
Yeah.
But so they write this movie, they get this whole idea together, and then this is when they realize, oh, actually, it has a lot of similarities to Starship Troopers. And they submitted it to TriStar, who rejects it. Would you like to know who was leading TriStar at the time?
Desperately.
A man that we talked about last week with Final
Oh.
Fantasy Spirits Within, Chris Lee. So last week, Chris Lee was the guy who said Final Fantasy Spirits Within would be as important as Snow White.
Oh.
He was wrong. He also told these people no with Starship Troopers.
Wow.
They would later, they would later repitch it to TriStar as well, and they would get the rights to Starship Troopers to go along with it. So that's kind of where we actually begin, is like late 1992 going into 1993.
Mm-hmm.
Same, interesting though. I thought that was funny that it's literally
That
the
is.
same fucking guy we talked about last
man.
week.
God,
Same exact dude.
I make a lot of bad decisions. Why can't I be like running stuff and get a lot of
Yeah.
blame, you know?
Yeah, why can't we feel upward?
There you go.
Right?
There you go.
Yeah.
We got to be the sons of billionaires. That's how you
Yeah.
do it. See, that's where we messed up when we were sperm. We should have
Damn
Right? It's our fault.
Yep.
should have self-aborted right then. If we knew what was coming, right? You know?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
kinda curious. If this did come out in 91, I wonder who would be Johnny Rico then. I mean,
Keanu Reeves.
I was going to say Keanu because
Oh,
of
shit.
Johnny. He always
Yeah.
plays a character named John or Johnny. Like, I
That's
don't
true.
know how many he hasn't played. I was going to say, I don't know, maybe Christian Slater would be in there somewhere.
It's funny
he might
you
be a
mentioned
little
him.
young.
We'll get to him in just a second. It's
Oh,
funny. It's
now-
funny you brought that up. It's funny you brought
Now
that
I'm
up.
excited.
So 1993, they begin to secure the director, the crew, everything else.
Mhm.
1994, they actually do some test footage as a proof of concept to investors.
Okay.
This cost $225,000, and they used mostly stunt guys who would later be in the actual movie. And they used a couple of the real props and CGI as well. And apparently it was very impressive. Like people were like, oh shit, like this is good. They wanted $90 million. And immediately TriStar was like, whoa,
Wow.
we just financed Waterworld. So maybe no. So eventually TriStar and Disney decided to split the $100 million down the middle. So instead of TriStar having to come out of pocket $90 million, they only had to come out of pocket $50, and they made half of whatever the movie made. So that's how the movie got made. So it's half Disney, half TriStar. Disney does not own any of the rights or any of that, like right now, the streaming rights or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Which is one of the reasons why you don't have to have like Disney to watch this movie. You could just go to YouTube and watch it for free. There's like a free version on YouTube.
Yeah.
Every now and then it's on HBO, Tubi, elsewhere.
Yeah.
But it's not on the Disney Channel, even though it's technically a Disney movie, which is funny to say.
Yeah, I never made that connection.
Yeah, I just thought that was hilarious that this is one of those. So is Con Air. Con Air is also like technically a Disney movie. Like if you get into like who actually paid for Con Air, it was like totally Disney.
That's crazy.
Technically.
Yeah.
They are the ones who made that.
Does that mean that Nicolas Cage is a Disney princess?
Of course it does.
I'm with
Yeah.
Johnny Rico, also Disney princess.
Let's go.
Yes.
There you go. So obviously, like we talked about, the book is the complete opposite of this. So whereas this is like an over-the-top satire making fun of like super military guys, the movie is like, or the book rather, is the complete opposite. It is very much like a pro-military's, like pro-military, pro-jingoism, pro like, you know, everything, right? Everything you can think of. And so one of the reasons the director couldn't finish the novel is because he actually grew up in a German-occupied part of Europe, I think the Netherlands, in World War II.
Yeah.
So he kind of had seen fascism firsthand and wanted nothing to do with it. Actually, him and the writer, they would recently re-record a commentary for I think one of the Blu-rays or one of the 4Ks that just came out. It's after Trump. Because in the commentary, they mentioned that like when they wrote this movie, they saw a little bit of like that culture in America already, but they never would have guessed that, you know, we would let ourselves go full fascist. Little did they know.
Joke's on you, Paul.
Hold our beer, Paul. We'll show you America.
Yeah, human beings repeating history. Who'd have fucking thunk it?
Who would have thunk that?
Oh, man.
Who would have thunk it? So one of the things that he came up with to make the satire a little bit more clear was the whole FedNet thing. So that's not in the book at all. With a little like introduction. So, all of that is completely. And if you've watched RoboCop, you can immediately be like, oh yeah, that's kind of similar to a lot of what they do in RoboCop with the little commercials, which is some of the funniest parts of RoboCop.
I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah.
I'll buy that for $1 indeed. So they started filming like at the end of 95, 96, but in the middle of making Showgirls, he was already like looking at stills and like getting ideas of like scenes in mind of like where things were going to go and how they were going to do all the special effects. So going back to 1995 is when he's already starting, Paul Verhoeven that is already starting to like get some ideas together in his head about where he was going with this. You mentioned Christian Slater. Well, you did. He wanted Nazi poster boys. That was in mind whenever he cast it. He wanted blonde hair, blue eyes to fit the satire, right? So that's what he's looking for. So the two guys that he really, really had in mind were, well, first off, he wanted anyone that had been in Melrose Place or Beverly Hills 90210. Didn't get a lot of people, although he did get a couple of them. Yeah. But other than that, he was looking for Chris O'Donnell, who would say no.
Okay.
Because he would be in Robin around the same time as this movie came out. Batman and Robin would come out. So Chris O'Donnell is doing Robin. Yeah, he's making choices. And the other guy he had in mind was Christian Slater. I have no idea what the fuck Christian Slater was doing in 1997. He said no. Yeah, he didn't have anything to do with it. So
I can't think of it.
Yeah.
The most interesting thing I thought about this movie is that there was no coverage filmed at all. So usually when you film a movie, like let's say you're filming a scene where a guy comes through a door. So you're going to have him do it a few times and you're going to end up with like, maybe you film that same scene like 30 or 40 different times. So that way when you're editing, you have a lot of different takes. So you can pick and choose different takes to get the one that's just perfect, right? They call that coverage, extra shit to cover your ass.
Okay.
He did none of that.
Oh.
Okay.
Which is something that apparently a lot of actors really enjoy because they would rather you just like know what you need and not have to film extra because you know that the part that you need is going to be good. So you don't need to do extra. But Paul Verhoeven, no coverage at all. But he did let the editors kind of tell the story in the edit however they wanted to. So he gave them complete control over the edit, which was interesting. I thought that was kind of cool. They did have to edit a little bit to get out of an NC-17. And
Yeah.
most of that was actually not nudity, but violence.
Yeah.
So they had to
Believable.
edit some of the violence out. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was edited?
That was edited out. Yeah.
Because
Speaking of editing, before we get to when the movie came out, half of the budget went to special effects. So of that
Mhm.
100 million that the movie cost, 50 million of that was just special effects completely.
I'd imagine.
Not, yeah, exactly. Not the first time that's happened in one of the movies we've talked about. A couple times actually, we've talked about movies where like almost the entire budget. I think it was Spirits of the Air, Gremlins of the Cloud, where like 80% of the budget was just like special effects and shit. And almost like it was very, very little went to the cast.
Oh, okay.
If that's Chris, that is a gorgeous movie. Genuinely beautiful.
It's a good movie.
Like,
good movie.
All right, I'll add it to the list.
Yeah.
Add it to the list, maybe. It's also on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So when this movie came out, it kind of bombed. It had a really good first week, and then reviews came out, and this is when a lot of people did not get the satire, because the second week when all the reviews came out, it was people just criticizing like this movie is like fucking weirdly like militaristic, and it's just like a stupid movie for little boys, but just bugs blowing shit up. Like a lot of people just hated it. Wow. One of the people that didn't is Chavis's favorite, Mr. Roger Ebert himself.
Nice.
He saw the satire, and he gave this movie a glowing recommendation when it came out.
Awesome.
He thought it was great. Another place that saw the satire and still gave it a negative review was Salon Magazine, who said, yes, it is a satire, but it is still stupid. So,
a Salon Magazine. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're like a big magazine. They have like a music review section and everything like that. Yeah.
Oh.
They're called like Pitchfork, kind of like that. Yeah,
okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
Not like salon, like hair salon. Yeah. Different kind of thing.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I'm looking it up now, and I see where you're coming from now. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, it's like indie rock kind of magazine.
Okay, yeah.
That's how I would describe it. Like they listen to the National a lot.
I think I did read one of their articles actually recently about like the worst albums of 2025. So
yeah, I was gonna say they definitely do a lot of stuff like that. So, one of the reasons that the studio at least attributed to the movie struggling when it came out was that there were a lot of other sci-fi movies that had just recently come out around the same time, and those movies, several of them we've talked about. The Star Wars re-releases had come out around 1997. I remember that because me and my dad went and saw them in theaters. That's when they re-released with all the special effects and everything redone, where they have like Han walking on fucking Jabba the Hutt's tail. Yeah, in episode 4.
That was necessary.
Yeah. That's around this time. That's when those came back out. Also, Mars Attacks had just come out around this time, a couple months, couple years before then. Movie we talked about with our friend Dom on his show.
Yeah.
Independence Day, one of the episodes that we did way back when.
Yeah.
Yeah, Independence Day. Fifth Element had just come out around 1997.
Yeah.
We got Lost World, Jurassic Park. It's listed here, I guess, because it's a sci-fi movie. I was going to say it has nothing to do with like aliens or anything of the sort like that. But you got T-Rex wrecking havoc in San Diego, I guess.
Alan. Oh, that's
Lost World. Yeah, that's the Lost World. Yeah. That's the one where Jeff Goldblum is the lead, and it's not very good. Vince Vaughn's there though.
Oh, that's right. I'm doing the wrong one.
Now you're putting it together. Another sci-fi movie that came out around the same time was Alien Resurrection.
Oh yeah.
Then you had Men in Black, another movie that we talked about with old friend Dominic there, and then Batman and Robin. So when they released this movie, they had to keep changing the release date to try to find a time in 1996, 1997 that wouldn't collide with one of those other movies. And it turns out it was hard to find a time where it did that. And so the movie suffered a little bit there. It has since, though, gone on to be completely reevaluated as being like a much more interesting movie than people gave it credit for. And one of the reviews that I saw that I thought was the most interesting is this is maybe one of the most watchable movies ever made. Like,
Yeah.
if you're having a shitty day, Starship Troopers is a good movie to put on. If you're having a good day, you can watch Starship Troopers. Like,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter what mood you're in. It's just like a decent, fun movie of like, yes, you could get into like all the subtext about the satire and it's about like making fun of military dudes, or you could just enjoy it for like, it's just a funny, silly, kind of dumb teen comedy with aliens in bugs. Like,
Yep.
it's kind of stupid in that way, but it's a good time. It's a good time.
It is.
There
Yeah.
were a lot of products that came out in relation to
Oh
this.
yeah.
So first off, there was a comic book spinoff.
Mm.
There
Oh,
were
wow.
2 sequels, obviously. We will not talk about either of the sequels on this show because neither one of them are really post-apocalyptic or pre-apocalyptic in any way, shape, or form. They have way more to do with like the interpersonal relationships with the squad.
Oh,
There was also a pinball game that came out.
nice.
There was a board game that originally came out in 1976 that was based
wow.
on the book,
Oh,
and they re-released it for the movie.
oh, I want to check that out.
There were toys, but the toys only were Toys R Us and KB Toys exclusives
Oh,
because Walmart and Target refused to stock it. They wanted nothing to do with this movie. They said, no, we're not making toys for an R-rated movie.
oh, okay.
And another thing, Casper Van Dien, like, 'cause he said a lot of people, because he said even his kids did this, is that they would pay money to go see like another movie that came out around the same time was like Mr. Bean, right?
Yeah.
So kids could go pay money, like a PG movie, like, okay, I'm going to go pay my $7 and I'm going to go get a ticket for Mr. Bean. And then I'm going to sneak into Starship Troopers,
Yeah.
which is something I would have done if I was a kid at this time.
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna
you know,
say,
because we used to sneak into movies all the time. It was incredibly easy to do. You just buy a ticket and then go to another movie. They don't notice half the time.
No,
Yeah.
I used to work at a theater. I don't have time for that.
Several times, like, I was with people and they would be like, yeah, the people here don't give a shit. And then like you would see like the guy doing popcorn looking at us being like, I don't give a shit. Like, just like, you paid to be in here. What you do once you're in here, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah.
There were several times I would go buy like one ticket and then just like stick around and go play games in the arcade and then go back and get another movie and just go have another film. So yeah, there were toys. There was a TV show spinoff, which I didn't know that existed, called Roughnecks, which went on for 40 episodes. Had
Shit.
no recollection of that at all.
None.
Oh, wow.
And there have been 3 different video games. One came out in the year 2000, timely, 3 years after the movie. One came out in the year 2005, timely.
Yeah.
And one came out in the year 2022. Once again, very timely with these releases.
Timely.
Very, very timely. Getting in while the getting is hot.
Yep.
So our total budget is estimated to be somewhere between $100 and $110 million. So let's say $105 million.
Yeah.
It made $121 million.
Hey.
There
Well,
you
that
go. There
explains
you
the
go.
sequels.
That does explain the sequels. However, technically that would be considered a bust, though, using Hollywood math.
Yeah.
Because you got to make double in order to make any profit. Because you got to, they invested all that money. Getting the rights to the board game from 1976 wasn't cheap, Travis.
Oh, yeah. No.
We're talking real dollars and cents here. That probably cost hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Full
for the
on.
tens of people that played it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the Starship Trooper game is like secretly brilliant. Maybe it's like the Battlestar Galactica board game where it's like secretly this like genius board game that people love.
Yeah, see, I
People
wanna
that
play
don't
that
want
one.
anything to do with the show still love the board game of Battlestar Galactica. So the movie came out on November 7th, 1997, which gets us to our Travis trivia. Wasn't a whole hell of a lot going on November 7th, 1997. Bill Clinton was doing some shit, apparently. Not really worth mentioning. Probably some illegal shit. Who knows?
A president. I should not finish that statement.
Ixnay on the speak, eh?
Yeah. We all
You'll hear a knock at the door. Identify yourself.
right.
Yeah, where were we? 1997, a good year to be alive. 1997, yeah. So there wasn't a hell of a lot going on in 1997, but at this day, at least, there was. On this day, I was able to find, and this is where we're going to with the Travis trivia. I was able to find a playlist exclusive of Casey Kasem's exact what he showed that day.
Ooh.
On the top 40.
Dude.
So those listeners who have heard us before, Billboard put all their shit behind a paywall, which is annoying. But you can still find some of the other stuff. And I found this, and now it's being a complete total butthole, so I'm going to have to edit all this around. Here we go. Casey Kasem's top 40. So yeah, those younger listeners, of which there's occasionally we get some younger listeners.
And for the folks our age and older, you're saying it all wrong. It's Casey Kasem's.
I was going to ask if you had a good Casey Kasem impersonation. Yeah,
I don't have a good one, but
I asked my wife what she thought of when I said that name, and she just said "dead radio guy," and I was like,
Jesus
"That's
Christ.
it, that's him."
Not,
he also
not
did other
Scooby-Doo,
voices.
or...
I was going to say I told her that he did Scooby Doo. She did not know. She was
he
like,
was
"He did
Shaggy.
Scooby Doo," and I was like, "He did do Scooby Doo. Yes, he was
Yep.
Shaggy."
Oh wow!
For years, and then they
Yeah.
eventually changed his voice. I think Matthew Lillard does it now in most of the animated.
I think
stuff.
the
I think
newer
that's
animation
it's
stuff
like his
he does.
jam now.
Yeah.
So Casey Kasem used to, for those of you that aren't
Casey
familiar, he used to
Kasem.
do a top 40 pop music countdown.
Batman.
And, He would just play like the top 40 songs as voted on by you, the listeners at home.
Yeah. This one
And,
we got a request.
We
This
got
one's
a
going out
request.
to.
This one's going out to Marky from Vanessa. She says, "I
says-
love you, and I hope you're having a good day."
Oh my
love
God,
you,
this is-
and you should
this
probably
is-
go get tested because I.
Oh, this is bringing back memories.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So here was, bear with me, here was the top 40 on this day, November 7th, 1997. Entering into the charts at number 40 was Backstreet Boys' As Long As You Love Me.
Okay.
Number 39, we got Oasis with Don't Go Away. That's a good Oasis
Yep.
song, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Number 38, song I have no remembrance of, Sean Colvin with You in the Mona Lisa. I know her. I do not remember that song.
Yeah, I can. recall.
Maybe.
Yeah. Next up is Fleetwood Mac with Silver Springs. No idea why
Oh.
a random set Fleetwood Mac jam is here in '90s, but there it is.
Yeah.
Maybe they just put out a greatest hits album. I don't know.
Maybe.
Number 36 is a good song, "Bitch" by Meredith Brooks.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
song. I used to love that song. Yeah. Number 35 is Notorious B.I.G. featuring Mace and Puff Daddy. Mo money, mo problems.
Oh shit!
Yeah, turns out Mo Money is in fact Mo Problems. Who would have
It
known?
takes it a while
Who would have
sometimes.
thought? Yeah.
Takes it a couple decades, a few times, and a lot of baby oil to get there. But one day,
Oh, Lord.
one day. Number 34, a man who may have been at one of those baby oil parties, Usher with "You Make Me Wanna."
Oh, yeah.
Number 33 was Mariah Carey with "Honey." It's a good Mariah Carey song.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Number 32, I have no recollection of as well. This is INOJ with "Love You Down." Up 3 spots this week. No idea. No idea.
Nope.
Number 31, Elton John with "Something About the Way You Look Tonight," which would also be the little carry. That song would like carry into "Candle in the Wind."
Oh,
So when they say something about the way it also is "Candle in the Wind."
Oh,
You
okay.
know?
Ah.
Which is a song we have talked about, 5 times now? Every single time in 1997, for every movie we have referenced, this song finds a way.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was everywhere after Princess Diana died. My
I was
God.
about to
Oh,
say.
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is everywhere. And you can tell this is before Titanic had really taken off because
Yeah.
Celine Dion's not here yet. But she
Yeah.
will be soon enough.
yeah, she will.
Number 30, another one I do not remember, with the group is She Moves, and the song is "Breaking All the Rules." No fucking
Nope.
idea.
Nope.
Number 29 is Duran Duran in 1997. What the fuck? I have no idea. Electric Barbarella.
Nice.
Oh. That's a hell
Can't
of
say
a
that
reference
one.
for
That is a hell of a
97.
reference. 97. 28 is In Vogue with Too Gone, Too Long.
Too long. Also, can I just
27.
say,
Yeah, go.
that's a real circle back for Duran Duran to have a song about Barbarella or titled Barbarella. That's where their name came from. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm looking ahead. There's one here I know Travis is going to pop for. Okay, number 27 is Puff Daddy once again with I'll Be Missing You. God, he was everywhere.
He was everywhere.
Everywhere.
He was.
26, Hanson. Not a one-hit wonder if you extend the chart quite a bit. But number 26 with I Will Come to You by Hanson.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
That's a dirty
I
damn
don't remember
song.
that song at all. I don't remember that song. I do not remember that song. Number 25, a song we've talked about before, Travis and I, Fiona Apple with Criminal, one of our other podcasts. That song had just become popular.
Nice.
24 with Amy Grant, Takes a Little Time.
Uh-huh.
23, song I do not remember, Peach Union with On My Own. Down 5 spots this week. Oh, no. Oh, no. 22, this must have been, I don't know why this song is here. This is not from 1997, but OMC with How Bizarre.
Oh.
That was still in the charts. God, that song was everywhere.
Okay.
How bizarre. How bizarre.
How bizarre.
Bizarre,
I actually like that song, dude. Like, I liked that
It's...
song when it came out, and I bought that CD.
Oh,
God,
yeah?
they were a one-hit wonder. Not another song on that album was worth listening to. God damn. 21, Will Smith, Men in Black. Another one we talked about whenever we talked about that episode with our dear friend Dominic, and I recited the story of having to dance to that song in elementary school.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was a fun time. That was a good time.
sounds like
Number
a good one.
20 was
school.
Same elementary school I talked about earlier in this podcast. It was a hell of a place.
Yeah.
Number 20, Mariah Carey with Butterfly. Another pretty decent Mariah Carey song.
Yeah.
Number 19, I do not know. Number 18, I do not know. Number 17, I know very well. So here's number 19. Do not know the song. Imani Coppola, Legend of a Cowgirl. No idea.
Oh, no.
Number 18 is Allure featuring 112, All Cried Out.
Wow, what the fuck?
Number 17, though, Travis. Creeping its way, I should say skanking its way all the way up the chart is Mighty, Mighty Boss Tones with The Impression That I Get. Down one spot from 16.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy indeed. I love that Mighty, Mighty Boss Tones song.
Fuck
It's
yes,
a good one.
dude.
It's a good ska song.
Oh.
Number 16 was 98 Degrees with Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't know that song. 15 is Spice Girls, To Become One.
Oh, yep.
Oh.
Another kind of quasi-ska one here. Number 14, Smash Mouth, Walking on the Sun.
Yes.
You know?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, Smash Mouth has ska origins. We'll give it to
they
them.
do.
We'll give that song to them.
Okay.
The ska fans need every branch they can get. So let's give them that one. Let's give them that. Actually, they got another one coming up here too, because there's another
awesome.
quasi ska group up here.
My spirits have been a little down as a ska fan, so it's really nice to have something to pick it up.
That's true.
Yes.
Number 13 is Sister Hazel with All For You.
Love it.
Number 12, Sarah McLachlan, Building a Mystery.
Yeah.
Number 11, Tonic, If Only You Could See My Love.
Oh, yep.
That song immediately gets stuck in your head.
I hate that I loved that song for as long as I did.
It's a bad song. But it's a good bad song.
Yeah, it's like one of those songs like, oh, well, I'm just going to hear it for a while.
Number 10 is Paula Cole with I Don't Want to Wait.
Yeah. Take that,
number 9.
Dawson Creek.
Yeah.
Dawson Creek. Speaking of Dawson Creek, we'll get some more of that in a second.
Oop.
Number 9 is Boyz II Men with 4 Seasons of Loneliness. I don't remember that song.
I don't know that song, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was into Boys and Men during that time, so yeah.
Yeah.
Up
I was
4
more of an
spots.
all-for-one guy.
up 4 spots this week. The big climber is number 8, Chumbawamba with Tub Thumping.
Fuck yes.
Fuck yes, indeed, sir. Fuck yes,
That's not
indeed.
even my favorite of their songs. Like, I actually like a fair bit of Chumbawamba. They're really cool.
They're not bad. They're not bad. Number 7, Backstreet Boys with Quit Playing Games with My Heart.
Oh, okay. Nice. Let's go.
Number 6, Third Eye Blind with Semi-Charmed Life. I love that song.
Yes. Very good.
My wife has a fun story about Third Eye Blind. They came here to Memphis, and she got to go hang out on their tour bus, and they gave her chocolate.
Okay.
It's like the
Nice.
most like nice rock star
I was
story
about
ever.
to say I was getting
Where it's-
real nervous.
She's
when
like,
you
she went on
started.
the tour bus. Every
Yeah.
time she tells me the story, or tells anyone the story, because I know how it ends.
Yeah.
Everyone's face is like immediately like, "Oh, did they molest you?" She's like, "No,
Yeah.
they gave me chocolate and they were really nice." And it's like, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
thank
If
God.
only, if
when
only
you-
every rock star was that way.
yeah,
Right?
it's when you say the word tour bus, it's like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I was like, I was like literally sinking down, like, bracing myself. Well, that's good to hear. Oh, Third Eye Blind. Oh, even higher in my
There you go. There you
my
go. There you go.
esteem.
Nice.
Number 5 was a song that would plague every person with insomnia that used to watch late night infomercials advertising dance CDs. Was Robin with "Show Me Love."
Haha. Titled
that
one of
song.
my favorite movies too.
There you go. Number 4, "How Do I Live" by Leanne Rimes.
Yeah.
A song you have guessed countless times when we used to actually quiz Travis before we stopped doing that.
Well, they made
Yeah.
it harder on us. So
They
you
did
know.
make it virtually impossible for us to actually give you good trivia without without me being like, "Oh, actually, I don't know who number 3 was." I do this time though. Number 3 here was Matchbox 20 with "Push."
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
There you go.
I like Rob Thomas. I know it's stupid, but
Hey, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Number 2 was a Jewel with "Foolish Games,"
fuck yes.
and the number 1 song in the country, which was also the number 1 song last week, is Sugar Ray with "Fly."
Okay.
There you go. There you
Love
go.
it. Good
There
old
you
Mark
go. So-
McGrath.
Go, good old Mark McGrath. Yeah. So that is the end of our list. We're going to take a little break, and then we're going to come back and talk about the plot of Starship Troopers. See you guys in a second.
Hello. I'm Orson Welles. I direct films and act in them. What we're always trying for, of course, is perfection. In a film, that's only a hope. But with
Final Picture Show podcast.
you can rely on it. Perfection.
Normally on the show, we choose a movie or we randomly guess. This time, though, next week, I had a certain movie in mind. After I knew that we were doing Starship Troopers, I thought to myself, we can't just see one Casper Van Dien movie. There's got to be more that he did. And he did a lot of Christian apocalyptic movies we could talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the reasons Casper Van Dien did Starship Troopers is he was a big sci-fi movie fan. And so I present to you another sci-fi movie that he did. And I want your live reaction to the poster of this movie, Travis.
Yeah.
And then after we look at the poster, we'll watch the trailer. And Chris is also here for this. And Chris, if you want to come back next week, you're more than be my guest after looking at this atrocity. So this movie is called, I'll just share it with you first off.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Oh.
I don't know if on the show it'll show this picture, but if not, I'll upload it up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So the movie's called Rats Apocalypse,
oh, wow. That. Oh,
and it is apparently says on here Golden Order of the Fatherland for relevance of the film Rat Apocalypse. From Oscar-winning producer Gary Fredrickson, starring Casper Van Dien, Catherine Oxenberg, and Victoria Summer, and Sport Oscar for Ultimate Destination for All Martial Arts.
oh.
Fuck does that mean?
Jeez.
Anyway,
Oh man, I'm like so tense right now looking at this. Like,
yeah. Well, I'm gonna stop sharing it with you then. And so here's the trailer, though. Right? Let me get this ready here for you now.
I just couldn't stop looking at that rat.
The rat is terrifying. The rat is in fact one of the most terrifying things you'd ever see. Here is the trailer. It's only 1 minute and 29 seconds long. Let me make it full size here for you here. So we haven't done this since we did Crazy Cat's Crazy Dream, but I thought Rat's Apocalypse, or is it Rat? No, there's no S. It's not Rat's Apocalypse. It's just Rat Apocalypse.
I thought I saw an S.
Okay,
I believe
on the picture it shows Rat's Apocalypse, but on the actual IMDb it says Rat Apocalypse.
So there's two different versions apparently, and they can't get the totally accurate.
Oh shit!
Oh, I'm getting more and more excited about this.
Dealing with true art and craftsmanship here. Here is the trailer for the movie that potentially is Rat's Apocalypse or just Rat Apocalypse. I'm not sure which. It's a 1 minute and 29 seconds long. Here we go. I have not watched this movie or. Well, we've been greeting.
Oh.
Misha.
We have breaking news.
Shocking events. Giant rat. Scientists have no logical explanation.
Was she a woman?
The whole world's in panic.
Well, you only hang out with rats.
You can stop this? I want to help people.
We'll be saving the world. We'll even get a medal for that.
You're kidding me, right?
Eat a rat?
You have to stop those rats.
I don't know.
Now. Oh, this is international terrorism.
Of course.
I'm not a terrorist. A new creature would inherit the earth. Filthy, dirty rats.
Oh.
Right.
No.
Well, there you go.
Oh shit.
There you go.
God.
There you go. That's next week.
I am
terrified.
I'm exhausted.
This won't take very much longer.
Yeah.
All right. So the beginning of the movie is basically just kind of like sets up all of the exposition dump that is the beginning of this movie, because you need a lot of information. First off, we got the United Citizens Federation. Secondly, if you get certain rights if you're a citizen, but the only way to become a citizen is to serve.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and now also humans can travel in the world, like you travel into the stars. So that's different.
Yeah.
There's all that going on as well. And we also have a conflict with these bug creatures, as they're just called throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the whole start of the movie, is just a huge exposition dump, which I love that like they're making fun of the like both that like all this information is silly as hell. It's very over the top and dumb. But also, like a lot of sci-fi movies, this is legitimately like how do they do? Would they just give you like pages and pages of information before you even like know what the hell is going on in the movie?
Yep.
I think it's funny that they do that here. Next, we actually like meet our characters. So we got Johnny Rico himself, who is totally not a 30-year-old. He's clearly a teenager mom.
Clearly.
The most 30-fucking-year-old looking teenager in the world.
Oh, man.
This movie is really bad when it comes to that. I get it. Like, it's hard to cast teens. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it would be hard as hell, especially in this movie with the graphic amount of nudity that you would have to do. It would be virtually impossible, right? You would definitely have a hard time with that. So you have to cast, I guess, like 28-year-olds, including Johnny Rico himself, Casper Van Dien. And so, Johnny Rico and his friends, of which there are several, we kind of just get a lot of like more exposition of them, basically like a teen comedy where like they're going to school, they're like flirting with each other. It's almost like Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
And there's like a fucking football game that they're going to later. There's a dance after the game. There's a whole fucking thing leading up to everyone leaving to go their own separate ways, which apparently he made another movie very, very similar to this in 1970 something. Paul Verhoeven would make a movie called Soldier of Orange, which is a movie he made in German, which is about three friends similarly like going their separate ways because of a war. So kind of interesting that he would borrow from himself here, kind of using a lot of his own similar ideas. And so we get to like meet basically everybody. We meet Johnny Rico, we meet Dizzy, we meet Carmen, we meet the fucking dick ass Xander. Which, with a name like Xander, you're gonna be a dick. He's totally a dick. And then we also get like Zim and all of the other guys who are teaching them and everything. And it kind of like builds up until everyone kind of goes their own separate ways, until they all agree that like they're always gonna, you know, be friends. Because Carmen, she wants to be a pilot. Johnny doesn't know what the hell he wants to do, but he knows he wants to be a citizen, so he kind of just enlists to go in the infantry. And then good old Doogie Howser there is apparently a whiz kid, so he's going to go be in the special unit, which becomes more relevant as the movie goes on, especially when they like start showing off more of like the science and research and everything that they're up to behind the scenes. So military intelligence, as they call it, And so Dizzy is one of the other troops, and she's apparently in love with Johnny, and they make that abundantly clear in the movie, and they end up hooking up before the movie is over. And apparently one of the things they had to change was Carmen's relationship with Johnny in this movie. Because apparently when they did the test audiences, when she finds out that when she thinks Johnny is dead, and then her and Xander kind of like get together, apparently people fucking hated that. Hated it.
You were fine with the transverse of it though? Like, well, I guess it's different because she broke up with him. So
it's like one of the cut scenes that they show is like it shows like her crying and then Xander confronting her and then giving her like a little peck, and then it's just, you know, it's just going for that. So, but it's kind of weird.
So like the middle chunk of the movie, first off, I will say like the only thing I dislike about this movie is it is a little long. It's about 2 hours and like 9-8 minutes long, something like that. You could make it a little bit shorter by getting rid of some of the middle section here. But like I get why it's here, because you know we meet these characters now. We need to see how they go and how they progress, because like fucking she's an amazing pilot, so she's propelling up the charts. And Johnny isn't a half bad little infantryman himself, to the point that he keeps getting like promoted until he fucks up. And then when he fucks up big time. Someone ends up dead. And this leads to him having to get lashes in front of everyone, which is kind of a funny, not a funny scene, but a fun scene.
I love, how did that work? How did they make a lashing scene enjoyable? Like,
I don't know.
But,
I like that, like this, like super military, like group. This is their punishment. The most humiliating thing they can think of, is you have to go stand in front of everyone and get hit.
Well, and that's funny because they were, I mean, already in this movie, in the basic training camp and all that. One guy got his arm broken. He choked out Dizzy and had like she had a noticeable bruise on her neck in the next scene. Gary Busey, or not Gary Busey, Jake Busey got a knife through his hand. Like, I feel like he's getting off a little lighter. You know,
like, not a terrible punishment that he gets up, but this ends up making a big deal to him because he decides to quit because of this whole thing here. That is until he sees the news that Buenos Aires, because he's very clearly from Buenos Aires.
They were all very clearly like, I think
so.
Because he's Rico. What was his last name?
Johnny Rico.
His last name.
His last name is Rico. Sorry, I'm throwing that off.
And so also, apparently,
what was her name? Carmen Ibanez or
Carmen,
something like that.
Carmen Ibanez.
So they do, the characters, the actors, they did make sense of this, and I thought this was interesting, that after Hitler's Germany collapsed, A lot of the SS officers, well, first some of them went to America. We gave them jobs in the government.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other ones went to South America. And so in Casper Van Dien's mind, he is the descendant of that German bloodline that is from South America.
Yeah.
I see.
And so I guess with the other little collection of extremely white people that he is having there.
Yeah.
So you could take that answer, or you could just be like, well, they did, like, clearly the director did not give a shit about it because he didn't finish the book.
Well,
just like,
it could be like future shit. People live in different places, and and intermarried wherever they were, and different outcomes there with name and race and stuff. Like,
yeah. But from what also that I listened to is that they because Rico is Spanish for rich, and since Johnny comes from like an affluent family. That's kind of like where they kind of came up with the name for it. So Casper Van Dien did the whole backstory himself, but from what the producers were saying and the director was saying is like, yeah, we came up with that because he's from a rich family, so we're just gonna just go with that. So I was like, oh,
I love it.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
I like that.
Thinking about it, nope.
Yeah.
Once Buenos Aires is destroyed, Rico re-enlists, and this is where we get the classic scene that is the one that I always think of when I think of this movie, when Johnny Rico speaks into the camera.
Yeah, it's funny, like that whole propaganda scene where it's like you have the kids that are stomping on the bugs, and then you have the teachers just in the background like laughing, and it's like, oh, you're cheering them on, and then you have that one dude who's like, the only good bug is a dead bug, and it's like, oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder what the satire here is.
Yeah.
I wonder indeed. Yeah. So this is when you get a bunch of people are reported dead, and the number just keeps going up and up and up and up and up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where, like I was saying earlier, you get some people online that kind of go into like fan theories about what caused, was this actually the aliens? How could they have shot a missile or a laser from their planet all the way with such accuracy?
Yeah. Well, they were it was whenever like Denise Richards, Carmen, and they're up in that ship, and they're trying to like change trajectory, all that, whatever.
Yeah,
and that's whenever they see like there's an object coming, and it almost hits them and knocks out their like communications, and so they're not able to warn anyone. But I guess they decided it came from. I mean,
so you're saying Bush caused 9/11?
I was gonna say if he can manage like wormholes or whatever that was, worms, bugs. There it is. Found the connection.
It's funny you say that, Travis, because like one of the quote unquote fan theories is that that Carmen was the reason that the war started, because when she went under and it hit, like I guess it hit it at such an angle that it actually changed the trajectory of the actual meteor, and instead of going where it was supposed to go, it was now heading to Earth.
Oh my god!
Yeah, which that's kind of weird. When I read that, I was like, oh, okay. So we have Carmen, the war criminal.
Yes. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this basically starts the whole war in full, and Johnny Rico here is reported dead, as Carmen thinks, at least.
Yep.
And that kind of sets the second half of the movie in, where she thinks he's dead, and then later on she's going to realize he's not dead.
Yeah.
What a love story.
Yeah.
Well, this is where we kind of get the connection from the beginning of the movie, where we're seeing from the camera perspective of the bug planet, and then here we're seeing from like the other side of it, where like this is what led to all that.
Yeah, I did like how they set that up. Like the beginning of the movie kind of becomes the middle of the movie. Kind of wrap back around to it. And I think that's clever how they did that.
I
really like how
it's
they
really
do
cool.
Yeah, it's very clever. Like it's just as like the movies we've watched, I don't think anyone else has ever done that yet.
No.
Like with almost 100 movies that we've watched on the show. no one has had that little like thing happen quite like that. Yeah. So eventually, this leads to the discovery of there being like basically they kind of stupidly. This is kind of dumb. They think that the bugs are dumb. Like, how could a bug think?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out they do. Clearly, they never played Body Harvest on the N64.
Yeah.
So there's these like brain bugs, so to speak. And
this is the other thing I like about this movie is it's very much like a video game because you're introduced to more in like different kinds of enemies throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So like when they first when we're introduced to it, it's just there's that one type of bug. And then the immediately there's like these bugs shooting plasma out of their butts or whatever, like giant bugs. And then
there's also like the tanker bugs or whatever.
Yeah. Yes, the big tanker bugs. And there's flight bugs later. Like, So I love. And
in the movies, the sequels 2 and 3, they would introduce even more different variations of bugs.
Smart.
And in the books, there's actually like another whole other alien group in the books as well.
Oh.
Okay,
that were in like one of the first drafts. They had them, and then they just kind of dropped it because they were like, it's too complicated. Like we just focus on the one bad guy. We don't need to bring in a separate bad guy here. Right?
Yeah,
which makes sense if you know you're doing a movie. Like if you were doing a Mass Effect movie to talk about what we talked about last week, you probably wouldn't be like, here's all of these different potential like bad guys. You'd probably just focus on simpler to introduce people to, seeing as how most people probably don't have any idea what the fuck it is you're talking about.
Yeah.
Speaking of what the fuck were we talking about? So brain bugs, right? So this kind of gets us into basically the end of the movie where Xander and Carmen reunite with Rico, who has now almost died like 6 times. He's also been promoted like 10 times.
Yeah.
Yep.
The constant promotion thing reminds me of the book and the TV show. I don't know, the movie as well. Catch-22. Have either of you ever read that?
Not yet.
Well, so like there's like several funny things in the movie, but like or in the book even, where like it's about this guy who enlists in the military, and because of his name, which I think is like Major Lieutenant, he keeps getting promoted because they just don't want to have to like get confused about what his rank is.
That's right.
So that kept being reminded of that in this movie, that like every time Johnny does anything even remotely intelligent, they're like, promote him.
Yeah.
Promote him.
Well,
like, I need a colonel now, damn it.
Yeah, he's basically capable enough that once the ranking officer, or not officer, but ranking soldier above him dies, they're like, well, it's you now. Like,
we need somebody.
You're the most capable, competent person for this.
We're hiring.
Yep.
Yeah, I also love like every time they fight with the bugs, it's literally just spray and pray, like the Marines.
Pretty
like
much.
There's no tactics, there's no strategy. It's just Rev Route style.
Yeah.
Great reference. Oh, amazing.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's no like thought.
That would have been
another thing that's different
Red
than the
Brown
book.
in this movie. Oh my god,
that would have been amazing.
That would have been
like,
hilarious. Yeah.
We could have AI do it. Just AI Red Brown into Starship Troopers.
Yeah, just have him yell at Dakota and then just spraying around. That'd be great.
That's so good. He can fly on one of the bugs too, like hang gliding on like a dead bug, like from yore.
So we kind of get to the end of the movie, and Carmen finds out that Johnny Rico is in fact not dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you do now? Like, this was where I get like if she would have gone down that relationship with Xander, you would have that like conflict where it's like, oh shit, like, you know, he's not dead. What do you do? This is literally the same plot as Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor, by the way.
Yeah.
Where she thinks Josh Hartnett's dead and then goes for Ben Affleck and then realizes, nope, Josh Hartnett's not dead.
Yeah.
Now what do you do? What do you do? Yeah, so so we get to the end of the movie, and they have to go drop a little mini nuke to get rid of the bugs, or that's at least what Rico tells them to do as he tries to go rescue everybody. Carmen at the end there.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I need to drink real fast. I lost my voice.
Well, yeah, because this is by now he has risen to the rank of lieutenant and taken over the squad completely.
Yeah, he's taken over the Roughnecks.
Yep. So the
That's
Rico
how you do it.
Roughnecks.
But it's funny that you mentioned that. Going back to it, there was actually written, it was written out of the actual plot of it, that at the end that Rico actually gets back together with Carmen.
Oh.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, we don't want this, so they just said forget it, and then they just made it to where they're friends, where they stay
Yeah.
friends throughout the rest of the series.
Yeah, I would think it makes sense that they're like they don't end up together, because at this point, like, he's already been with Dizzy. We saw that like
Yeah.
their relationship with Dizzy was like pretty
And
strong.
he's
Yeah.
gone
And then
all
she
the way.
dies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's all the way. He's all into infantry, like all the way. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
So he's not
he's
gonna-
full
Yeah.
bootlicker. Like,
yeah, he's not
he is
rubbing
not-
elbows with the higher brass
Yeah.
like that. No, there's a distinct like they're over there and he's over here.
He's
like,
over
you
here.
know,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
Yeah,
not
it
he's
wouldn't
not
have-
crossing
it-
that line.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made sense, even like story wise, for them to get back together. So, but
Yeah.
yeah. So
but
we
that was just one of those things that was, I guess cut for time, or it wasn't even well, it was considered, but it wasn't written in. So
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So at the end of the movie, yeah, we do see them all kind of like similarly to the middle of the movie, with them all kind of like agreeing we're going to come back together.
yeah,
They kind of at the end all go their separate ways. The only thing I would say is like we don't get nearly as much Doogie Howser as we do Johnny and Carmen.
yeah,
Like we definitely see a little bit of what he's doing, but not nearly as much. Like we don't get a full character arc.
Which is funny now
With
because when you think about who really came out by now, who's the most, who's the biggest, they
Yeah.
would have been, if they'd have known, they'd have been like more in PH. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see a little bit more of his character, other than him looking
Yes.
like a space Nazi and
Yeah.
kind of being like a little fucked up. Like he doesn't. At times, he doesn't
Yeah.
seem to care as much if
Yeah.
they die.
Here's the
like,
crazy
I thought they
thing.
could have explored that a little bit more.
So like when they're in high school, they look like older, like grown-ups
yeah,
doing like in costume. When
Yeah.
he's older or whatever, whenever he's all dressed up, he looks like kind of like a kid
Yeah,
dressed
he does.
up.
He
like
looks really young.
He
Yeah.
does, especially when he's
I
in
mean-
his Nazi garb. I don't know what to call it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Space
I mean,
Nazi
that's
uniform.
basically he's
Yeah.
space Nazi.
It's like the way they showed him is like he was all young and vibrant during the first portion of it, and then when he comes back out, he's just like gone. Like he's just like done a whole bunch of shit and seen some stuff, and it just like
Yeah.
makes him look, like skeletal in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Okay,
definitely looks like he's undergone some changes. Yeah, I would have thought that would have been a fun thing to see a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
I also said the movie was too long, so hey, you can't have it both
Yeah,
ways.
right?
But
Like,
Yeah, that's true.
let's get to our final thoughts, and then we'll wrap it on up and get ready for Raspocalypse next week. Travis, final thoughts on the movie. Go first.
oh god, I genuinely loved this movie from the moment it came out. I've watched it so many times. I will say, I definitely, as like y'all were saying, as I've gotten older, I've understood the subtext more, and but that happened with RoboCop for me too. As I got older,
Yeah.
I started to realize, oh yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
It's a satire. It's
Yeah.
it's very leftist, and which
Yeah.
as well, I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, it definitely resonated with me more as I got older. So I really like it. It's cheesy in all the best ways. I will recommend this movie all the time for anybody. Like, it's so great, and I love that it's, like you said, it's the most watchable movie. And like, it is. I agree with
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
Chris, go ahead. What you got?
Yeah, I'm just gonna like echo back. It's like it is like, if for like just a popcorn flick, it's like a space, well, quote unquote space opera. It's really fun. It's just you just sit there, turn off your mind, watch it. And it's actually a really great movie. And then like Travis says, like as we got older, we understand. It's like, oh, this is what they're talking about when about government propaganda and stuff like that, and how the government controlling the media. And it's like you see those subtexts and you see all that satire that's built into it, and it's like, oh, I understand it more now. And it's like,
Yeah.
it actually it's translated like so well, like even into like 2026. It's still like it's like still like it's still very relatable.
Totally.
Yeah, but it's just like you said, it's a great movie. Just to watch with some friends in the background even, and for a good subtext and understanding like a bit about what fascism is. It's like you can see all that subtext there and see all that satire that's been that's being portrayed in the movie. So I give it I give it two thumbs up, but that's just me.
Yeah, I thought the movie was great. I didn't see it when I was when it came out. I didn't see it for probably until like the year 2000, 2001, something like that. I remember it was on HBO or something like that, or Cinemax, and I finally saw it for the first time. And like you guys were saying, as like a kid, especially as a young boy, it is like the perfect like turn your brain off, shit blows up real nice. Like it's just a silly, goofy, fun baby's first sci-fi movie. Like it's cool, it's fun. It follows the rule of cool. Does it make sense all the time? No. But does it cool? Hell yes. And then as you get older, now you can kind of like Travis said with RoboCop, you can go back and watch it and like notice like all the little subtle things. And God, in 2026, especially with the ICE advertisements, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The subtlety is apparently we were being too kind with the subtlety.
Yeah, we were.
So like, yeah, it works on that way as well as like just like a movie that's insanely like so smart that people didn't get it when it came out and had to like really think about it. Like that's I think that's a really good sign of like a really intelligent movie that most people when it first came out were just like it was over their head. They thought it was just being like a stupid, dumb cartoon movie, and it kind of is.
Yeah.
But it's also like just a really smart movie at the same time, which I find really interesting. So I like how it works in many, many different ways, and it's a fun time to talk about. And I always like watching Starship Troopers. So next week we will talk about our boy Casper Van Dien for a third time, and I don't know if it's going to be quite as good.
Oh, really?
We'll see, though.
Oh,
you don't think it's gonna live up?
I don't. Maybe not. We'll find out. So tune back next week to find out about rats apocalypse? Question mark. Oops, all rats.
Oh,
I don't know. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Hot damn, college boy! Thank you so much for listening. Every single week we come back with a new movie about the end of the world, or a movie about the beginning of the end of the world, or what happens after the end of the world, or maybe one day we just decide to watch Showgirls. Who knows, right? But every week we are coming back, and thank you so much for stopping in this week and listening to the whole episode and hearing our thoughts on whatever train wreck of a movie I chose to force my friend to watch this week. I'm a good person like that. And thank you for also being a good person. There you go. If you want to be a really, really fucking cool person, which you obviously are, why don't you give us a like, and actually, more importantly, give us a subscribe. I find that to be more important. I don't know if the algorithm says it is. I don't really give a shit. But thank you for your patronage either way, and clicking all the things and doing all the stuff. Bye. Thanks.